Hello, my audience on 88 point Win FM and special show Dominus Nisi. Today, I have a wonderful guest and at the same time, a great supporter for International Women's Day for Wyndham Council. Let me introduce this wonderful, young, beautiful entrepreneur from Wyndham and the whole sponsor of International Women's Day 2024. Let's welcome Natasha Mirra, the owner, the entrepreneur honor of Mirra Skin Care.
Thank you so
Welcome
much.
to the
Thank you.
show.
Thank you for having me.
Great. And we are so excited. We have some more days for this International Women's Day,
Yeah.
and everybody is excited what's happening in this month of Feb to March. Every different place is having different International Women's Day celebrations. And Wyndham is always special, as you know. Wyndham Council is organizing this great event on 6th of March,
Yep.
and it's going to be an exciting event sponsoring by our wonderful guest. So let's deep dive. What is she doing and why she is doing all these wonderful things? So let us, I was thinking from your maybe childhood to the current motherhood,
Yeah.
and then from a student to an entrepreneur, again to a student, that
Yes.
type of life journey, and then we'll come back to the other area. So
Yeah.
tell me about you. Where are you from?
Yep.
What?
So originally, I'm actually from the southeast. So
Mm-hmm.
grew up in the southeast from Warren.
Mm-hmm.
I have a brother and
Mm-hmm.
obviously two parents.
Yeah.
Grown up in an Italian household.
Mm-hmm.
We are very traditional. We have a great big family around us, and my dad has always been working. My mum was working at a very young age, but then was a stay-at-home mum, like most women
Mm-hmm.
traditionally were
Yeah.
in my culture and in my family.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I ended up going to school, studying, got into doing some work placement at a beauty college in the city called Ellie Lucas,
Mm-hmm.
and found a bit of a passion for beauty then. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that opened like a big spark for the beauty industry, and that kind of just set me off on a trail to where I am
Mm-hmm.
today.
It's interesting because I think Indian family and Italian family, they're really close knitted and they do have passion from their parents. And then you need to really obey and then take over that passion. And
Yeah.
then back in India, it's more of like you need to be a doctor or engineer or something that connected to that
Yeah.
industry. And beauty and even other things like journalism and becoming a lawyer, those things were a bit unusual for women during my time back in India, but it's changing. But I guess that will be something similar to your tradition as well.
Yeah, so typically I think, I mean, when I look back, especially at home back in Italy,
Mm,
a lot of women there, you know, traditionally don't work. They would,
mm,
have their kids, they would be stay-at-home mums, they would, look after their household and cater for their
yeah.
husbands. So I think, not that I rebelled, but I definitely, excelled from that sort of lifestyle and
Mhm,
did a bit of both.
mm,
Um, and I guess that's just living proof that nowadays women can definitely work
mm,
and still have a household. But I think it's definitely more of a shared thing now at
mm.
home than what it used to be. So I think the values have kind of changed and the chores have changed and
Yeah.
everything's a bit more shared in the
Yeah.
household now.
I think the partnership is coming
Yeah.
more transparent and then definite. So
Yeah.
that if I'm working now, you go and pick up the kids or
Yeah.
sharing the dinner rolls, cooking, cleaning, everything. I think it's good if we have that definitive purpose
Yeah.
as a husband and wife, and it's a bit more easier these days. That's great. You are actually coming from a younger generation. We are sort of like in the middle age group, but you got that passion from your life and then you picked up and then you mentioned that rebellion is a word for all Indian and Italian people if you're not going through that
Hmm.
traditional pathways. So how did you feel? Where did you get that courage? You mentioned that you got that motivation to go into that, but What will be your story when you think about at the age of 16, that courage that you got, and
Yeah.
then experimenting that particular passion in your life?
I think it was I think it was definitely two things. One was just I was born, some would say hard-headed, but I was born quite strong in the sense that, everyone around me was quite strong, that if they wanted something, they would go get it. They would work for it.
Yeah.
They weren't someone that would just kind of sit at home and wait for things to, arrive at their doorstep.
Mm.
But also the second thing was probably watching my dad. He, grew a business, and he was a great entrepreneur within, the trucking business for many, many years. And he was really successful, now retired.
Yeah.
So I was able to see him be successful, but I also was able to see him put in the hard yards and work really, really hard. So I think that kind of embedded a bit of excitement, that I could get out of the house, earn my own money, have my own things, and yeah, I guess I could kind of look after myself and not have to rely on anyone.
Okay, so dad is your hero.
Yeah, like
As
most young girls,
yeah,
yes.
I know. I still do, yeah, keep him as my hero, what I'm doing and how I'm doing things in my life. So that's more of like a regular passion for being like I would maybe even first child. I don't know. I feel like we look at him and then the way that bringing that energy into the family and then I need to be like
Yes.
that type of thing. So so today, this year, the UN actually picking up a theme called Give to Gain for International Women's Day. And for our council, we're picking that, balancing that type of the scales because we are looking at all the entrepreneurs here in Wyndham. Half of them are really active mothers
Yeah.
because they have family, they have a really active businesses. And then how do we activate that balance in their life? That's what we are discussing this year in our International Women's Day. And then you can exactly feel how we are balancing your life and your purpose and especially your partnership with your husband.
Yeah.
So just wondering, what are the things that you are feeling like, yes, I am a female coming from a background where female were always in the household coming. Now you're coming out of that and then leading an industry. So how do you feel about that gender equality working in this space?
I think it's definitely changing. I think it's a bit different in my industry because it is predominantly
Women.
womenly
Oh,
run.
okay.
But in saying that, I'm married to a
Mm.
man and I have kids.
Mm.
So I do need my other half's help. And I rely on him so much so that I can work on my business and still raise my kids and still be involved and still have time as a family and still have a clean house and, still have bills paid
Making
and
homemade pastas.
yeah, everything. So
Okay.
I think for me,
Mhm.
it's about making sure that you have someone that you can rely on,
Mm.
someone that you can really spend time with, who understands your values, where you want to go and supports you.
Mm.
Because I think the hardest thing would be to be in a relationship with someone when you want to, progress and you want to, meet challenges and you want
Mm.
to succeed and do other things. And it's difficult when you don't have that support at home,
Mm.
especially as a mum.
Yeah.
So I think that that's probably number one.
Mhm.
And then the second thing is making sure that you have time for yourself and invest into yourself,
Mm.
because I've just recently really learned this after having my second child, but
Mm.
it's so easy to forget about yourself.
Yes.
And if you are not investing time into yourself and you're not
Mm.
making sure that you're okay,
Mm.
no one around you is. And as the mum of the house and as the wife, if you're not doing okay,
Mm.
everything falls apart.
Mm.
So I think that that's probably two really important things when it comes to, when it comes to everything kind of running smoothly.
Mm.
In terms of equality, I think it's just teamwork. I
Mm.
think it's working together. I think it's about communicating,
Mm.
giving people the chance,
Yeah.
and not, thinking, oh no, they won't be able to do it. They've got too much on their plate, because you don't know what support they have. You don't
Yeah.
know, what other tasks or little tasks they have, if they can do something or if they can't. So
Mm.
I think it's about communication,
Mm-hmm.
and then going from there.
How old is your kid?
So I've got a 1-year-old and I've
Mm-hmm.
got a 3-year-old.
Oh,
Yeah.
hands.
Two
Your
young
both hands
girls.
are really, really full, and you're doing amazingly well with the that balancing
Thank
that
you.
one. And I'm, as I mentioned before, yeah, you must have a wonderful husband. So hats off to you if you're
Yes.
listening to us. So
He's
you
at home now with the girls, so
okay.
he is doing an amazing
Okay,
job.
that's great. So that's the power. If you have a partner who understands the mission and vision of what you're doing, that's where the real partnership is happening. Husband and wife, if you are partnering together
Yeah.
as an organization, I think your success will be really great, and that's what you can clearly see
Yeah.
that from your passion from your dad's business and then your passion to the beauty,
Yeah.
and then you picked up that beauty, and at the same time you educated yourself and identified the way that you should be going with the beauty that
Mm.
we just mentioned before. The beauty is not just outside, it's from the inner as well. So tell me a bit more, how did you identify that
Yeah.
path of investing in education and then bringing that into your business?
Yeah, so I had a beauty background a good 15 years ago. And then I invested into dermal therapy certificates, and I loved the science component of it. I was very honed in on focusing on, science and advanced skincare
Mm.
and machinery and things like that. And I think I got to the point where I was treating patients with, skin diseases and disorders that results were starting to plateau.
Mm.
So there was only so far we could get with some patients, and
Mm.
I couldn't find out why. I just couldn't get clarity with everyone.
Mm.
I didn't know what the common denominator was. So after diving in to all of these clients a little bit more deeper, there was a common factor. There was internal triggers.
Mm.
There was gut disorders.
Mm.
There was stress,
Yeah.
or sleep apnea and other
Mm.
disorders, and hormonal triggers. And I think that these things play such a big systemic role when it comes to not just skin, but our body as a whole. So for me, I really transformed in the last few years in particular
Mhm.
how we are treating our patients, and making sure that we are not just treating skin topically and from the outside, but working from the inside out as well. So we've introduced a few different ranges of supplementations that are medical grade,
Mm.
and prescription based only, to assist with targeting various areas of concerns that we're
Mm.
facing with these clients. And we're able to treat these concerns effectively, but still not, unlike medication, still not trigger anything else to happen. Because
Mm.
what you don't want is to fix one thing with a band aid effect and then something else gets
Coming up,
worse.
yeah.
So we've been able to do this holistically and with natural,
Mm.
ingredients, which has been really good and really effective.
Mhm.
And it's transformed how patients treat their body as a whole.
Mm.
And I think they look at themselves more now a bit differently. They focus on their stress. They're logging their sleep, and they're
Mm.
making sure that they're, eating right,
Yeah.
and they're looking at everything a little bit differently, which is
Different.
really important
Yeah.
than just investing money in a product or a
Yeah.
treatment and
Mhm.
expecting a result.
So I can clearly see that when you go to your website, it's starting with the journey of initial consultation,
Yeah.
and then you going with that person
Yeah.
along with that different journey. Tell us about the pattern that you can you can see if I'm a new clients. So if I'm coming to you,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm 51. I
Yep.
need to be a bit more younger. But
51 years young. Yes.
tell us your way of educating us.
Yeah.
And again, like, different age group got different issues,
Yep.
and different ethnicity got different issues,
Yeah.
and all different. But again, tell us a general way of connecting with you, and then how do you deal with that?
Yeah, so a big part of what we do during our consultation is education.
Hmm.
And I think if a patient really understands why they're in and what their concerns are at a
Mm.
biological level, they're going to leave, excuse me, satisfied.
Mm.
So they come in for a consultation. The first part of the consultation will always be us dissecting a consultation form, going into detail about, medical history, skin
Mm.
history, how long their concerns have been there, all those sort of things, their diet, their lifestyle, sleep patterns,
Mm.
everything.
Yeah.
Then we will do a physical analysis.
Mhm.
And depending on the concern, it may be a touch analysis. We'll
Mm.
get the patient onto the bed and physically
Mm.
touch the skin, probe the skin, or it may be us applying the skin analysis device. So
Mm.
the patient will pop their head into this device and it scans their skin and
Mm.
takes imagery and photographs. And it illustrates to us the depth of dehydration, pigmentation or types of pigments such as
Mhm.
melasma,
Mhm.
types of bacteria, anything and everything that the naked eye can't see from the outside.
Mm.
So we use this as a really important tool for not just diagnostics, but
Mhm.
as a tool to, I guess, lead us into the right pathway for an effective treatment,
Mm.
and what products or, in particular, ingredients the patient
Mm.
actually requires for a biological change in the skin to get a result.
Mm.
So from there, we'll educate the patients on what their concern is and what we can actually see what's presented in their scans. And then we'll go through what options there are for treatments, and the patient can then decide if they want to go through with it.
Mm.
Depending on their flexibility of budget, we'll always provide 2 to 3 options. And we do have options in terms of payment plans. We have membership programs where you can pay
Mm.
treatments off in weekly intervals and
Mm.
after-pay and things like that, or pay-as-you-go options. And then there are periods there where patients can't exactly just invest into treatment straight away.
Mm.
There's a leeway period where we provide patients to prepare their skin at home, especially for patients of color.
Mm.
And this is a really important thing that not a lot of people do,
Mhm.
because so many clinics are just so eager to get the money and to just get patients onto the bed.
Mm.
But we're so experienced with working with patients of color, especially in Wyndham,
Mm.
and we have seen time and time again clinics just jumping straight into procedures of patients not prepped, and side effects are happening. So a big part of our clinic rule is that no one gets onto the bed until their skin's prepared for 2 to 4 weeks.
Ah.
This provides patients the time to prepare their skin. We provide what we call tyrosinase inhibition ingredients at home. So there's an ingredient in our skin, or a little enzyme, and it
Mm.
produces pigmentation or dark spots as a
Mm.
side effect.
Mm.
So we inhibit that, we stop that
Mm.
process from happening just by using
Yeah.
particular ingredients at home. Some patients might come in and they're already using it, and that's
Mm.
great. Then that
Mhm.
means they can jump onto the bed.
Yeah.
But typically, patients nowadays are on Korean skincare or some random fad that they're
We have many
seeing.
different ones
Yeah, that they're
available.
seeing
Easy
online.
access. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's more so not about following trends, but about following what's actually suitable for your skin type.
Mm.
That's kind
Yeah.
of the pathway that we go on.
Yeah, I heard that you mentioned about that pathways, not just in the treatment, but in the payment plan. I
Yeah,
think that's one other thing. Maybe you're thinking like, oh, how can I afford all those things? If I look at that, the price is really like it's pricey. And
yeah,
then if you look at our, income and expense,
yep,
and this is self-care,
yes,
then
yep.
we need to compare lots of things. So can you share a little bit more about how you are helping our Wyndham people through your payment plans?
Yeah, so this was actually a bit of feedback that we got over
Mm.
the last year And we found that patients couldn't commit to treatments, although they were loving the results. They just had themselves on the back burner and they couldn't commit to themselves. They had kids, school activities and uniforms and other things they had to put money towards. So we'd come up with a membership program, and it's pretty much a tailored plan for 4 to 6 months of whatever their skin procedures required. And whatever the cost of that was, we just divide it into weekly installments, and it's paid in weekly installments, either direct debited or, however they've preferred. But we have had some amazing feedback from clients that has really changed everything and allowed them to have, smaller transaction fees come out of their bank account. We offer a 5% discounts for all of their skincare while they're on these membership plans, and their total value gets discounted as well. So there's lots of cool perks. And I think that brings a lot of value to the plan
VIP days and
Yes,
shopping
yep,
days.
yep. So we do annually, we do VIP nights, we do information nights about certain topics and or skincare diseases and things like that. So this is definitely an annually run event, and usually they are ticketed. But during your membership program, you get it by complimentary, which is a bonus.
Right. So just checking again, I'm a bit of like a person interested in IPL and then toning and then
Yes.
needling, all those things. Because when we go through our life cycle, especially I had infertility and then lots of hair growth,
Yes.
had to go through the IPL, and then I feel better when I look better and then that type of thing. And I think you guys can resonate with that if you're over 50. And then you need someone some experience or expertise from the skin clinic. So my question, if this is for you, if you are experiencing, do you think that it's too late to start the treatment, or is it like it is okay anytime?
No, not at all. It's never too late. It's just like going to the gym. It's never too late to work on yourself and to feel good about yourself. So I think at any point when you feel like it's time for me, that's when it's time to invest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you are hearing, and it's International Women's Day, if you are coming to our Wyndham Council International Women's Day, there are some surprises from her. And then there will be really an exciting starting pack if you didn't start your journey with your health and wellness. And health and wellness is always your asset if you are living with a purpose. So that's where we always mention with our Rise Foundation, where we empower women. What are we doing is to make sure that they do have self-care in place in your life, and that is actually starting with food, but at the same time starting at looking at your face, looking at your body and feeling good and saying that I'm good, I'm the best. So if you really want to connect with the skincare and your journey with your skin, it's so easy to connect with her. She is in the Werribee area, and the clinic is right opposite to RSL. And if you know the Synod Street, you will not miss, because it's so lighted up in the evenings. And then if you are going for Thursday and Fridays, it's there up to 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So other days, Monday and I think
Sundays and Mondays we're closed.
Okay, Sunday and Monday closed, but you have different times that's available that you can really go and do your work to make you feel better. I'm coming back to her business journey and then figuring out how she is doing all these things, and then what are the different things that she learned through her journey. She started before COVID, and then what happened with all the business? With the business, COVID will be the biggest risk time, and especially for this beauty, everybody were inside, they can't even go outside. How did you cope with that time? Tell us about your experience. And then
So when I actually moved to Wyndham, it was in 2018. So I just started renting a room from the specialist consulting suites at the medical centre opposite Mercy Hospital. And I had a single room, and it was just myself working there. And I rented out the room, one day a week, and then I slowly built it up to 2 days a week, and then it ended up being 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. It was a lot of work. And then it came down to our first lockdown, and we had to shut. We had no option, but we had to shut. So we'll shut for 4 weeks. And during that 4 week period, everyone had to wear masks to leave the
Yes.
house, to go shopping, to get groceries, or to do anything.
Yeah.
And the amount of inquiries we had to treat skin diseases and acne and rosacea and other things that happened was intense. So I thought, okay, this is the time people are either shutting down or we can grow. And I was like, okay, let's have a look and let's see. So I hired someone during that first lockdown. So when we reopened, we had 2 rooms full time. We were fully booked. We were open for 4 weeks before the second lockdown. And that second lockdown, we were shut for 3 months. It was scheduled for 3 months. So I knew that we were going to be shut for that long. So I said, okay, let's see how we go for the first, 2 weeks. And again, the inquiries tripled. The amount of bookings that we needed to cater for was beyond what we could do. So I said, okay, we're going to do something else. We're going to pivot and we're going to invest. So I actually invested into leasing out a whole new premises during COVID, which was on Sinnott Street here, opposite the Werribee RSL. And yeah, it was, I think it was an old IT computer place, and there was nothing in there. It was just a wall and carpet. And so my husband's a chippy by trade, and he's quite good on the tools. So after, he was still working in the city, and after hours, he would come down and ripped everything up and built the clinic from scratch and taught me how to use some tools. So together we built it up. I hired a whole team. And we reopened in October, and and we've been busy ever since.
Great. So what did you learn from that experience?
I
You are a
think
builder,
definitely,
you are a designer, you are a...
I think just don't hesitate. I think if you've got an idea, you won't know if it's going to work until you do it. So just try it. As long as the risk isn't going to jeopardize, what you can afford. I think that's the main thing. So for me at the time, it was an investment I could do. And it worked.
Right.
And now
I can see from you, like, all the influence that you had, it's more of that calls from your customers. The need was there, and then they were pushing you to take a risk and then figuring out what is that evolution looks like. And then look where you are now.
I definitely was not a risk taker growing up at all. But I think when it comes to business, I'm so focused, and there's no room to wait. If there's an opportunity, I think just go for it.
I think that's one of the lessons that business, if you are thinking about new business and if you are getting from startup to a medium level, that's what you need to know. Where is there is any opportunity, try to figure out how can I utilize that opportunity to evolve my business or evolve my service. And that's how you are trying different things and then getting into that mode of that great customer care business owner. And that's the reason why she is getting different awards and people are coming and connecting and continuing that journey because they're not stopping, because it's a continuous journey with you, because you're helping them to have a better health, not just a beautiful face. It's more of like the whole holistic mindset of that wellness. That's what you are doing. So that's the difference between, I would say, a beautician or a beauty parlor to this wellness clinic. So again, I invite you, come and check how these things happening. I just want to ask a couple of things. That you started a business industry as a beautician or a beauty therapist from 16. You started again, invested in your education. You did innovation in COVID. I took the risk in during that time. And then you mentioned that on the business time, you always, into that do it now mindset. That's what I always think John Maxwell always said, do it now. That's what the opportunity. If you think for more, you can't really do anything. And then I just want to check, okay, everything is really good because she's a wonderful entrepreneur. Lots of people are like in looking at her, like how beautiful she is. And then she's handling everything. But it's not it's not happening without sacrifice, right? So I just want to check with you, what will be the sacrifices that you took knowingly or unknowingly to bring your brand like this and then bring your business like this. I
Yeah.
believe that you helping your customers along with your employees inside
Yeah.
your business world. So what are the sacrifices that you can
Look,
think
I
of?
feel like I really don't have enough time to list everything, but it's definitely it definitely stems from me personally giving up myself.
Mm,
I feel like you can't be selfish
hmm.
when it comes to having a business.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't have a social life for many years.
Mhm.
Thank God me and my husband lived together because otherwise I'd never see him either. But yeah, it was really hard to have, as we mentioned before, I'm very family orientated. So it
Mm,
was really hard to have family and friends around, which I did have beforehand. So I do feel like I did lose a little bit of that. Um, Another sacrifice is also, as I said before, kind of losing myself along the way, especially after you have kids.
mm,
That's a whole thing in itself. But having the time for myself, I definitely lost that. And for me, mental health
mm,
and anxiety is
mm,
something I'm really passionate about,
mhm,
because I have always kind of dabbled into a bit of that, and I find that really difficult to
mhm.
deal with.
Yeah.
And I always have a million things happening and going on at once. So to keep myself, under control,
Mm,
I like to go to the gym,
yeah.
and that's my time to kind of reset. I like to spend some time with my kids and my husband and, my parents, and that's my time to mellow out and to
Yeah.
reset. And for me, that means everything. I think sometimes I missed out on, a lot of opportunities to travel with, my friends growing up because I did start my business at 24 years
Mm,
old. I missed out on a lot of that,
mm.
but I also kind of wouldn't give it up. I don't think it's worth it. I'm really happy with, my life that I have now, and I can make those journeys, later on
Yeah.
with my girls and my husband. So
All right, that's great. I think yeah, wherever you're touching, you have a plan to refill those
yeah.
gaps or those sacrifices. That's clearly an opportunity to, make it happen. So just one more question. You touched there that to avoid going into depression mode, you
Mhm.
invest in yourself into a gym
Yep.
and then being with your loved ones.
Yep.
But my question is like the one belief I always have is that you need to fill your cup to
Mm,
share with others, and then you're doing a little bit over there. But
yeah.
do you have any other things that you say like my top three rules to keep myself calm? What
Yeah.
are the things that you're doing?
For me personally, it's prayer. I'm
Mm-hmm.
quite religious,
Mm-hmm.
so that's number one.
Okay.
And now that my oldest daughter is old enough, I've started to introduce that for her as well. And it's
Yeah.
it's a really nice ritual that we can kind of do
All
together.
right. Yeah.
So that's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, to fill my cup is,
Yes.
as I said, just going to the gym, having that time for myself
Yeah.
where, I don't need to talk to anyone. I can put my headphones on and just have tunnel vision and just do whatever I like.
Great.
That for me is really,
Yeah.
really
Tell
important.
us about your faith, how that is connected to your prayers. What type of prayers is that you consistent with your morning prayer? Tell us a bit more about
I definitely wouldn't say I do a morning prayer. My
it.
morning is crazy.
Mhm.
I definitely like to wind down.
Mm,
So my evenings is, really calm, putting the kids to bed.
yeah.
I like to lay down with my daughter, and that's our sort of ritual kind of that we do there. We're Catholic,
Hmm.
so we just discuss our day, what we're
Mm,
grateful for,
yeah.
what we wish to become of tomorrow, and
Mm,
yeah, we go through that together, and that's really
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, that's great. So I do practice Catholicism as well, and I do have three boys, and
Oh,
when
there you
they
go.
do the altar serve now, they're 13, the twin boys. And then when I see them there, I feel like I need to be a bit more mature in the faith because they are showcasing that they're connected to God.
Yeah,
So whatever you do in your, that age from 0 to 9, it's very important wherever, whatever the faith you are in. But I think that particular age group is
yeah.
really important. And then you are spending time with them. That's excellent job that doing. All right. So can I call you as a boss mom or how
Yeah.
do you define yourself as your
I
mother?
think that's a bit of a nickname that I do already get. So
Oh,
yes, that's
okay. All
fine.
right. Tell me why.
I think just literally being a boss and a mum. Majority of the time, my kids will come into the clinic, and
Okay.
I think some of the girls will say all the time that they have a qualification now in childcare and in dermal therapy. So I think they're quite familiar with the boss mum term.
That's great. So, and you were one of the mentor in that our Ignite program. Tell us,
Yes.
yeah, about your experience over there.
Yeah, so it hasn't begun just yet,
Ah,
but
yeah, you were,
yeah,
yeah.
so I think we're the first cohort for the Ignite program, which is really exciting.
Mm,
So there is a great handful of mentors that will be meeting with some mentorees, and I
mm,
think there's quite a big
group.
cohort that's going to be coming
Mm,
through, which is exciting.
yeah.
So we'll pretty much just be meeting them shortly. We'll have a few meetings with them. We'll be able to dissect what areas of their business,
Mm,
where they're at, first of all, with their business, startup or existing,
yeah.
dissect their business plan, where they want to go, what their goals are, and just help them with what our advice and what we've achieved,
Mm,
and provide them with, things that we've done that it's worked.
yeah.
So I'm really excited to do it. I think it's a really good program that Wyndham's provided.
Providing. Yeah.
I was also one of the first cohorts for the what was it called? The Wyndham Business
Yeah, yeah,
Mentor
men
program
program.
back in
Yes,
COVID. So
yes, yeah.
I am excited to be part of this one as well.
Yeah.
It'll be good to see how it goes.
Great.
And I think I have one young lady who I've just been paired with, so I'll get to meet her in the next coming weeks, which would be exciting.
Yeah, that's great. So it's a different parts. And are you going to help on your industry or is there any?
No, it's
No.
as a whole, any business.
Any
So it's
business.
not in particular to the beauty sector,
Okay.
which I think is really good
Mm,
because it's non-biased,
yeah.
and it's also not a conflict, which is also really
Mm,
important. But it provides me and the other person
mm,
a bit of an opportunity to be able to kind of cross-reference
mm.
and share opportunities in both ways. So yeah, I think it'll be
That's
really good.
great for collaboration
Yeah,
because it's the whatever that you learned through your journey,
yeah,
you can really share with other people,
yeah,
but you're not competing. So
yeah.
that's
That's it.
really, really great. So I'm actually going live in Facebook. The reason is that we are going for a rapid round with
Hmm.
you some of the questions and then we'll see what can be your answer. So if you are listening me now at Facebook, I'm Bismi Palati on 88.9 FM, my favorite show, Dominus Nisi on Friday. Today I am having a wonderful guest here, Natasha, the owner of this skincare clinic. I'm not telling the name. Reason is that she is the whole sponsor of Wyndham's International Women's Day happening on 6th of March. And if you want to come and see what is the wonderful power of collaboration and what are the surprises that happening there with her guidance, and then she will be there as an Ignite mentor as well if you are interested in Wyndham Council's mentor program. So I'm going to go with some rapid round questions for her. Are you guys ready? And are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. You already answered this first question, but I'm asking is a morning or evening? Which time is the best for you to
Evening.
evening? So one word to tell about your destiny.
Spiritual.
Spiritual. Okay. So if you are a boss mom, what's the one term that you can talk about your role as a wife? Mm.
Non-obedient.
All right. The biggest risk that you already paid off.
Business growth.
Okay. So the one skill that you feel that every woman should learn in the business.
Finances.
Finances.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing that you unlearn becoming a business owner.
Unlearn.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Being friends with employees.
All right. Being friends with employees, I love that because it's same in the business and in the corporate world
Yeah.
as well. It's bit yeah, there will be some yeah. Another question. What's the proudest moment that you can cherish in the whole life?
Oh, probably having my babies.
All right, so my Facebook Live people, do you want to see who is this guest? Yes, I'm gonna share that wonderful face. Okay, I'm gonna check with the other ones. Like, you and we all know that you are a successful, wonderful person as a mother, wife, and a business owner.
Yeah.
But do you think that there is a success that nobody knows in your life?
I think it's definitely just the sacrifice.
Mm.
I think it's just how much goes into where I am today. I
Mm.
think people just think, oh, yep, she's worked hard, she's had a good job, she's here.
Mm.
Maybe, her dad paid for this, or
Oh,
her
oh, yeah.
husband's done
Or
this.
your prayers.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah. So I think it's definitely the hard work's undervalued.
All right. So you started your business at 24. If you had an opportunity to give an advice to that 24-year-old
Yeah.
person who started business, what that would be?
What you think you are going to achieve, you'll
Mm-hmm.
be able to do. So keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever happens, keep going.
Yeah.
All right. So just question more of like, the rapid round. So if you say that in your business, you're doing different type of treatments, and then it's maybe a bit more personal question. So if you think that a client is coming around 50 plus, what will be the best treatment that you, advise for
So
them?
if they were more mature age,
Yes.
probably skin needling.
Neatly. Yeah.
There are many different types of needling options we do in clinic,
Mm.
but there's one in particular called fractionated RF
Mm.
microneedling, which delivers radio frequency heat energy into the
Mm.
skin and coagulates and tightens collagen and then needles at the same time.
All right.
It's good. It
Okay,
is
so maybe that
amazing.
may be the one that I'm gonna check and see how that is going
Like
to.
that was a personal question for you.
Yeah, that can be because and there are lots of people with similar skin tone
Yeah.
are looking for it. So if
Yeah.
I'm doing that and can see the responses, you may get more clients. So that's
Sure.
sort of all right. So again, excited about your sponsorship for our Wyndham. So we
Yes.
are so grateful
Yeah. Thank you.
that you are giving back to the community, and that's what the current year law, like theme give to gain. And then obviously there is a big opportunity for Wyndham people to come and get your help, and
Yeah.
at the same time that you can educate and then help other people to bring their life back,
Yeah.
because the statistics is saying that Wyndham is the stressed council, like the recent mayor changes,
Yes.
all the scandals, and especially in NDI as well. So
Yes. Yeah.
people are stressed,
Yeah.
business owners are stressed.
Yeah.
So you can clearly do many things in
Yeah.
your industry. But my question is like, are you what is your excitement level, or what do you feel about being the sponsor of this International Women's Day, and especially with the specific theme that we are doing for these business owners?
Yeah, I think it's more again back to education.
Mm.
I think it's about people not just seeing me as a beauty clinic owner. I think it's really about kind of what we do and what we stand for and how we deliver, a holistic approach and how we treat from the inside out and how we want to make sure that we're really focusing on stress
Mm.
and, making sure your well-being's under control so that your skin is under control. I think that's really important. So a lot of conversations leading up to this event have
Mm.
actually been about that. So I
Right.
think that that's really
Yeah,
important.
that's great. And coming back to my show usually bring the people who spreading love, joy, and peace. And obviously, you are spreading lots of love,
Mm,
joy, and peace to many women
yeah,
around Wyndham. And obviously, you are one of my best guests as well, because we believe that if you are giving something to the community, that's how the winner firm is also like becoming the brand ambassador and the partner for media,
yeah.
and then helping the people and then sharing that good news what you are doing for the community. So I'm so grateful that you came here and
Thank
then
you.
sharing this. But for my audience listening now, they always look for some sort of practical tip to keep their life with the love, joy, and peace.
Yeah.
And do you have anything that you can share with our audience to keep that momentum?
Yeah, I think it's definitely really important to reach out to whoever or play with,
Mm.
your
Sure.
yeah, whatever makes you happy.
Mm.
I think spend time with or hang out with whoever makes you happy, whatever makes you happy, whether it's a person, whether it's a dog, anything or anyone.
Mm.
I think focus on yourself, and I
Mm.
think people forget about themselves too easily. So I think that's should be everyone's priority
Mm.
is to make sure you're focusing on yourself and you're happy because
Mm.
then you can deliver that to everyone else.
That's great. And again, I really would love you to invite our audience to come to our International Women's
Yes,
Day.
it will be an amazing day. So it is from 10 a.m. till 1 p.m. It is this coming Friday, the 6th of March, at the uh, refectory, I can
Yeah,
pronounce it.
refractory. Yeah.
At the Werribee Mansion. It will be an amazing event. We've got some great key speakers. Emmy Lou's coming down, who I'm
Mm.
really excited to meet and talk to and
Yes.
listen to. I think she's a great role model, so I'm
Mm.
really excited to have her as part of it. So yeah, I think it'll be really good. I'll be there. We'll be giving away a few $100s worth of vouchers, which will be really good as door prizes. So yeah, get your tickets. I think there's still a few online that are available. Go onto the Wyndham website to get your tickets, and then I'll see you guys there.
Yeah, that's great. And then Win FM will be the media partners. Our representative will be there. So connect with us. And then if you think that your business needs a voice through us, come and connect with us because we are here to support the local businesses. So what you heard is a journey of perseverance. That's what I understood. Like, they picked up a passion in beauty and picked up that passion through education, and now she's going back to university and then studying more and more about this area just to help the people who are suffering through a different mindset. Because when you look at your face, your body, and then your health is not really great, you are going through depression mode. You are not becoming the very self that you want to be. And that's where she is coming with her clinic and with the technology that actually proven. So if you are here in Windham and if you are listening from other side of the Windham, we invite, come to Windham and then experience the magic through the technology and the science and the hard work that we're doing through this proven system of this particular skin care that's happening in the Synod Street. And then come and connect. That's what Mirra Skin Care. And if you want to more and want to see her in person and get a photo with her, I invite to come to our International Women's Day that's happening on 6th of March in the mansion. That's what every magic happening in the mansion. So we invite you everyone. So thank you again for your time with us and
Thank you
then
for having me.
sharing your the whole life and
Yes.
then your the journey and the pathways and all the learnings that you have done through this wonderful business woman journey and motherhood happening at the same time. So all the very best.
Thank you.
Let the God bless you and
Thank
then
you.
give you that wonderful dreams coming through this year. And let's catch up again with all different conversations related to health and the beauty together. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So, if you are there still here with me with this live, this is Bismi Palati sharing this wonderful journey of a girl, 16 years girl, had a passion to connect with the beauty, and then she connected to the core and identified what need to be done to make that possible. Connected with the family along with the little girls, she is spreading love, joy, and peace for the people around the world. And if you think that she can help you in your journey, I would highly recommend come and check. And that's happening. And the whole site is available. Look at that Mirra Skincare Clinic website and pick an appointment and start your journey with your health and at the same time your skincare. So this is Bismi Palati on 88.9 FM with our show called Dominus Nisi. I'll come again with another wonderful guest and their stories inspiring and giving you love, joy, and peace on this Friday afternoon from our studio. Thank you so much.